Hello, and thank you so much for tuning into this very special journal flip through. I don't even want to call this one a junk journal because I feel like the Lakshmi on the front cover is so sacred. Before you get attached, this one is not for sale. I actually made this book as a gift for one of my absolute dearest friends, and he's somebody who really loves and cherishes the sacred tradition of Sanatana Dharma as much as I do. And we've both been working on manifesting and connecting more with Lakshmi lately. So I've been making each of us a Lakshmi journal. I'm making one for myself as well that I'll share with you in a full flip through when it's finished. It's a project that I've been working on for many months now. It's kind of turned into a much more elaborate book than I originally planned. More on that later. But for now, I just wanted to share this one with you because it's a rare example of a junk journal that I deliberately made a little bit more masculine. And I'm sorry if my sweet kitty Oreo here is distracting. Isn't she cute? But yeah, I decided to keep it a little bit more masculine. So there are sari trim tabs, but I left them a little bit more rough than when I do a very feminine style book. And I tried to keep the color palette a little more masculine on the cover, even though it features a glowing goddess in the center. So the reason I'm doing a flip through, even though this one is not for sale, is that if there are elements I've used within it that you would really love to have in a journal for yourself, I could make something like this. It would be different, maybe based on this, but of course unique to you because no two are ever going to be identical. So yeah, I just wanted to share it, and also for other crafters out there as kind of a show and tell, so that maybe you might see something that you'd like to do similarly. So for the front cover, I sewed a piece of a blue scarf to a piece of cardstock and then used the corner protectors. Added some embroidered Indian trims collaged to the back. I just sewed these with a machine. And then for the front piece, I started with this beautiful Lakshmi deity from a temple necklace from India, and then painted around her using acrylic paint from yellow blending into green, then blue, then purple to give it the effect that she's glowing. And so on the yellow, I glued clear quartz and some peridot gems, which represent wealth and love. Then some chrome diopside, which is a really powerful heart chakra gem. That's that darker green layer. Then blue kyanite and neon blue apatite. The blue apatite are these really cool, vibrant, peacocky blue. Kyanite is a really powerful third eye stone, and blue apatite is a really powerful throat chakra stone. So the combination of these gems is for love, manifesting wealth, divine intuition, sacred communication, and then all the amethyst around the edges for connecting to the higher realms. That's like a crown chakra gem. The danglies hanging from the bottom, we have black obsidian for protection, Rudraksha for connecting to Lord Shiva, Ganesha, and Om. So there's a very strong Hindu element throughout the whole thing. Opening it up, I'm just so happy with how this turned out. The most sacred papers I have ever put into a journal, ever. Like, my hands are shaking, they're so special. Are these beautiful antique book pages that I bought from an antique dealer. He's on Etsy. I might put the link to his shop in the video description in case you want to buy some sacred papers for yourself. And they are hand written in Sanskrit. Oops, that's upside down, this way, with the line going on top of the words. So I wish I knew what the mantras are or what the shlokas are. I'm not sure, but look at the age of the paper. Like those holes, that discoloration around the edges, like that is natural. That's not distress ink. That's what junk journalers like me try to emulate when we coffee dye our paper or put distress ink on our paper, but this is like the real deal, and I just love it. The book is lined with handmade paper from India, and I made the pocket out of a piece of sari trim. And I chose this paper in particular because it just perfectly pulls out the hand-painted orange border on that page. And then this little one, it's so, so special. That gold border is real gold. It's 24 karat gold painted. And again, whoops, I think I'm upside down again. There's the right side up. Again, it's hand painted Sanskrit words. The calligraphy is by hand. I see how it goes. So this way and then that way. These are from pre-1900, so really truly antique. And I like to feel that the sacred energy of Sanskrit, that sacred mantra, is going to infuse the book with positive energy. I made this pocket by cutting out a little piece of that handmade Indian paper. I put a postcard of Lord Shiva with his damaru and his trishul. People sometimes ask me what my tattoo symbolizes. That's it. It's the spear held by both Shiva and the goddess Durga. The back is blank, so I mean, he could use this and actually send it as a postcard, or I was thinking this would make a great journaling card. So a great place to write, for example, an invocation to Shiva. That's probably what I would do with it when I put one in my own journal. I wish you could smell this book, like through the computer screen or the cell phone screen or wherever you're watching it, because it smells like a temple. Because this particular postcard and all the Indian ephemera in it, I kept in the same box where I keep my incense, so it still smells like temple incense, which is so cool. So the first tab is purple for the crown chakra, and it has an actual little amethyst stuck to it. I put the chakra gems all along the papers. So here's a pocket of Durga. So we have Shiva on one side, his wife Durga Devi on the other. I made her into a pocket where I've put an oracle card, a beautiful gilded Vishnu and Lakshmi. It's embossed. That I also bought in India, and it also smells like a temple. And a journal card that I made with a print of Manjushri, one of the bodhisattvas. This page is from an India junk journal kit that I actually found on Etsy, which is so beautiful. Lakshmi, some scrapbook paper, a map page of Hawaii, because Hawaii is very special to him. Some indigo blue for the third eye with an iolite gem. This page I think could just be collaged over. I don't think these places, and I don't think Minneapolis is sacred. It's just on the other side of Hawaii. So a journaling card tucked into this pocket. This is a page from a book that I self-published of my abstract art. And the title of this drawing was Arrival. I drew that in 2009. Some turquoise for the throat chakra, and the gemstone there is aquamarine. I made a pocket out of a print of these beautiful stamps from India that show the Ramayana epic. And I made an origami paper pocket in which I put a card. So the Ramayana that's on these stamps, it's actually represented in the scene in this pretty laminated card. I actually bought this at Rameshwaram. So it's a temple souvenir. This is also a temple souvenir of the deities from Tiruvannamalai. Both of those are Jyotirlinga temples, so very sacred to Shaivites. Oh, this pages got stuck together. Green for the heart chakra with peridot. This is actually one of my own printables. So in my Etsy journal shop, I sell a kit of 5 pieces of paper that's like gemstone crystal writing paper. So I just printed it double and used that as a sheet in here. That's from a Crystal Magic printable kit, not from my shop, from another one. That's a Medieval Mirage printable. A star chart of the Andromeda Galaxy, decorated with some stickers and some coffee-dyed paper for journaling. I tried to leave a lot of blank space to actually write. This is a print of one of my drawings. I actually designed this as coloring book pages, so that's also available as a printable in my shop. I think it comes with like 40 pages to color. A page from an antique book from Japan. Yellow for the solar plexus with citrine. Another page from the India journal printables. A page from a book that I found at a thrift shop about India with a really gorgeous temple to Lord Bhuvaneshwar. Coffee-dyed paper. A page from a really cool book about astronomy in the Rocky Mountains, which I can see from my balcony. I don't see Lake Louise from my balcony, but I see the Rocky Mountains. And I just love seeing the Orion constellation there. There's the dangles are sewn in to the center here. Orange for the sacral chakra with a piece of carnelian. More of that beautiful India book page. Another goddess Lakshmi, this time with Saraswati and Ganesha. So the goddess of wealth and abundance, the goddess of music, art, and learning, and the god who removes all obstacles. Beautiful trio. Now we're just seeing the other sides of all those pages. The Andromeda star chart. This page flips open, so lots of space for journaling or collaging. The other side of that crystal writing paper. Here's why I called that drawing of mine Arrival. I always do these abstract drawings in a state kind of like channeling. I've heard it called automatic drawing, where you just let your mind go blank like a meditation and just let whatever drawing comes out come out. And usually I give the title to the drawing after I finish it. And in this one, after I finished it, I saw like a star portal, like a Stargate thing here. And I saw what reminded me of like a flying craft or like a huge mothership that looked like it was docked. And then I saw another flying saucer like it was coming in to dock. And so I titled this drawing Arrival because it looks like, yeah, a ship is arriving at a starport. Here's one of my absolute favorite things in this book. So more of that same orange paper that I lined the front cover. And then I made this from a really amazing vintage Vedic astrology chart. So at the top it's Ganesha, and then along the sides are images of a beautiful pantheon of Hindu gods, Deva, Devatas, Hanuman, Saraswati, Lakshmi, Durga. That looks like it must be Chandra, the god of the moon. Or maybe that one is Chandra. Anyway, it's just so beautiful. And I backed it with grid paper and this green ledger paper just because it's so delicate that folding it broke it. It's such a fragile paper. So it's strongly reinforced because of what I backed it on. So journaling space, journaling space, journaling space, journaling space. And then this incredible Vedic astrology. I love that it's left blank too. So for example, if he were to go consult a Vedic astrologer, they could fill this in, all the birth chart information, because it's blank, which I think is just so cool. That's a vintage paper from, I think it was the 1970s, that astrology paper. So this page I just collaged on, left lots of blue for writing, made a pocket out of this cool Lord Shiva card. I stuck a beautiful image of the god Nataraja, the Lord of the dance. It's his cosmic dance that generates, maintains, and rejuvenates existence. And then there's Shiva doing the ecstatic dance with his goddess Shakti. And this blank on the back is a journaling card. This is actually a print of one of my coffee dyed papers. And so that can be written on. It could be glued down somewhere to decorate the journal, or just kept loose, or kept where it is. Red for the Muladhara, or the root chakra, with a little charm of garnet. On the other side of Hawaii, there's Maui. Now this last one, because there was kind of room for one more tab, I did black for grounding and protection with obsidian. And that brings us to the end of the book. So one more beautiful Shiva Linga as a pocket with the goddess Kali. She's like my Ishta Devata for protection, empowerment, enlightenment. She's the remover of negative ego and the bestower of enlightenment. And I want to mention something. If you feel frightened by the appearance of Kali, the head she's holding is the head of a demon. So she slays the evil forces to protect humanity. And I've heard some people wrongly interpret this image to say that she's killing Shiva, but that's not what's happening at all. It's that when she went on a rampage against evil on Earth, once she had completed the task of slaying all the demons, Shiva lay himself down in her path so that by touching him with her foot, she would reawaken to herself and understand that her job was complete. And so she's not killing him or stomping on him or kicking him. He's laying down in front of her to bring her back to her gentle aspect. So the very back page is a pocket made out of sari trim, one of my favorite really beautiful floral sari trims. I made a little mini booklet out of More images of that beautiful Nataraja. A couple more oracle cards. Just a blank paper for journaling on. Printed with printables, but left more blank. And of course that pocket could be used to store anything. It doesn't need to be kept with the stuff that I've put into it. That's just sort of stuff that I like, but I thought he would like too. And that's it. That brings us to the end of the book. So like I said in the beginning of the video, this one here is not actually for sale. But if you'd like a commissioned piece similar to it, I can definitely make others slightly different, but with a similar theme. And even if they're not commissioned, I will be making more journals with Lakshmi on the cover and crystal designs similar to this, because I just love how it turned out so much. So thank you so much for tuning in. Much love to you. Happy journaling, happy crafting, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.